I parked the car at one place and checked with the houses, asking each person, did you know Muniamma? But none of them knew about Muniamma. It was astonishing for us. Namaste. Today we are going to discuss about an incident which happened a long back. But whenever some incident happens in our life, it becomes not only thrilling, not only fearful, not only unbelievable, but also the mind will try to search the nitty-gritties of the divinity's play in order to understand some future events. It could happen this way, it could have happened that way, it may happen this way. When such things happen, we will be able to relate ourselves to the divinity, because the human mind is so crude. Until it sees, until it experiences in front of the naked eye, it won't accept and it won't believe. Every individual, before entering to spirituality, before being embraced by the spiritual life, they undergo. This is quite common. It was in November 1974 to March 1979, I was working in a liquor manufacturing company. It was a private limited company. It is a ownership company, of course. For the record's sake, it was mentioned as a directorship company. 5 brothers were handling too many factories. I was attached to one of the main oldest factory within the city limit near the city railway station. Within a few days of my joining to the company, I had found a place for myself in the company, and I was almost all in all. There were 2 more friends of me who were senior to me. Those two were all in all, because any tricky job, any tricky assignment, any difficult assignment needs to be undertaken. It will be any one of us among the 3 who will be called and given the assignment. There were so many assignments given to us. During the period when emergency was declared in India, from around June 75 to March 1977, I think, for about approximately 2 years, the emergency was so strict. During this period, the emergency was removed at the end of around February or March. When the emergency was about to be lifted, I think they declared an election. The moment the election was declared, many leaders who were under arrest have been released. Many leaders came together under the umbrella called Janata Party, and JP Jayaprakash Narayanan from Bihar was the main leader who was leading the agitation. As a result of JP's agitation and mass movement, there was total change of electoral results expected already before the election, and Morarji Desai was chosen as the prospective Prime Minister. Morarji Desai, being the true Gandhian, somewhere repeatedly has been announcing that the moment I come to power or the party comes to power, we will ensure that total prohibition will be implemented all over the country. This has given a jitters to the liquor manufacturers, including the employer of where I was working. So they had a manufacturing facility in Puducherry. Those days it was called Pondicherry. The Puducherry factory was a very small factory. It was just 1 to 1.5 kilometers walkable distance from very famous Sri Aurobindo Ashram. The management thought over some idea that even if prohibition comes all over India, Goa, Dayu, Daman, Pondicherry, all these union territories will not be affected because they had a treaty with the respective foreign governments, French, Dutch, etc., that for a certain amount of years the culture of the union territory will not be changed. As a result, imposing prohibition in those areas will be difficult. Keeping this background, the management thought that they can start the production in Pondicherry in case there is a prohibition in Karnataka and elsewhere. As a result of that, to be in advance, they started some sort of production activities in Pondicherry, at least to show on the record that production is going on. In this connection, they wanted me to go to Puducherry quite often to ensure that some labors are taken and some bottling is done. Some bottling specialists, some professionals also will come, but my job was to manage the activities. I was also connected with the sugar mills to procure the spirit. So there were two spirit manufacturing companies, sugar mills. One was nearer to Villupuram, which was in a place called Mundiambakam. Another was near Kadalur, which was EID Paris sugar factory. So I used to visit these sugar mills in addition to Puducherry to see the operations. I think it was October, November, December of 1976. I was frequently visiting Bangalore, Villupuram, Kadalur, Mundiambakam, from there to EID Paris, from there to Puducherry, and come back to Kadalur, then come back to Mundiambakam, then come back to Villupuram, then take a bus and come to Bangalore. This had happened almost regular for me. In a matter of 3 months, I would have made a visit of at least 4 or 5 times. The facility at Puducherry, there were no staff, but on record some staff, working staff were there, but all the staff members have been taken from Bangalore only. For a few times I visited alone in order to make the ground situation perfectly okay for the manufacturing unit to come. During that time, attached to the factory there were 2 rooms where whoever goes there can stay for 1 or 2 days and come back. All facilities were set up there. I used to stay there and come back. Rarely I used to stay. I used to visit around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, stay there for about 3-4 hours, make the arrangements and take the night bus, and sometime I will come to Bangalore. But this was going on off and on. During the process, I encountered a person who was a watch and ward in that. He was around 30-year-old, who was working for a long time as a watch and ward. He got married recently. One of my visits, his wife, she was around 22 or 23-year-old. I myself was around 21-year-old at that time. She was almost my age or maybe 1 year more. She used to prepare some snacks in the evening and give it to us. And 3 or 4 visits I cherished her hospitality. When I went there first time, she was pregnant. I did not know that. When I second time visited after 2 months, then only visibly I come to know that she was pregnant. Then when I went to third time, it was heavily raining. It was about 4 or 5 months later I visited. It was heavily raining. I visited the Mundiambakam sugar factory. From there I went to Kadalur because I had to send a telegram to the director. After sending the telegram, I took one bus and I went to Puducherry. It was drizzling almost because cyclonic effect was there. When I reached Puducherry and went there, the person was not there, his wife was there and her father was there. And after talking to me for 15-20 minutes, she went to prepare some coffee or something. Then as her father was speaking to me, suddenly there was a sound. She was screaming. It was around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, maybe. So we ran there, and we suspected that labor pain has started for her. So immediately the father did not know what to do, but her husband was not there. He had gone to see the doctor in Kadalur. Kadalur is around 25 kilometers from Puducherry. Because the gynecologist was there and he was consulting there. She is local from that place. Immediately her father went and brought one taxi, a very, very old taxi, because expecting the confinement, her husband had already arranged with one taxi person. So he was called from nearby only. So around 6:30, we took some clothes and we closed the show, and we wanted to go to Kadalur, to the gynecologist. On the way, the rain was very heavy. The roads were single roads in those days, and road lights were very, very weak. The car in which we were traveling was an ambassador car, old model car, and the wiper, the dynamo, the light system were all not that much powerful as it was. It was a conventional car with a manual gear, everything. So we have taken a journey of about 15 kilometers. So after a journey of about an hour, we have not yet reached Kadalur because our journey was very slow due to rain. But she had severe pain. It was already 7:30, 8 o'clock in the night. The indications were so that her condition can be anytime delivery can happen. So her father was backside with her and I was in the front side. Her pain was so heavy, her father requested me to come to the back. So I was holding her head and she was trembling actually. Then she was giving sign, you go to left side somewhere in some house, we will stop and we will seek some help. Because there was no respite from rain also. So we take a left turn somewhere around 15 kilometers from Puducherry, I think. I don't remember very well. We took a deviation to left side instead of going to Kadalur. We thought we can take some shelter in some houses. All the houses were closed. The rain was very heavy. When we were advancing little, we do not know how much distance we have come. We did not knock any door, but went to a place where there was a very big tree and one small temple was there. One big statue was outside. So there was a small shed type. It looked like a circle but with a mud road. We did not know what to do. We stopped the vehicle there and I was totally drenched having come out. Her father also was totally drenched. She was in the car. We did not know what to do. When I came out, one lady come and touched me with a red saree. And she asked me in Tamil, do you want help? I told yes, because she was a lady. I thought it is God sent and I said yes immediately. She asked for some cloths. I took her to the car and she told me to stand in the shed. She told her father also to stay there. And she took some bedsheet and covered it. In about 5-10 minutes time, she came out and told there is a male baby delivered. Nothing to worry, no need to go to hospital. But if you want to go to hospital and get rest, if it is a small distance, you can go, otherwise nothing. It is a normal delivery and she is fine. So we had a great relief. The child has been delivered and no danger to mother. Nothing untoward happened for the child also. Somewhere God has sent a lady to bless us. With this notion, immediately we thanked that lady and took a turn and we went to Kadalur. She gave information that her husband has gone to Kadalur particular hospital, a small nursing home type. When we went there, immediately they rendered the help and took the child as well as the mother to the ward, and medical activities had started. By the time we got information that her husband has left to Pondicherry, just now we went, they gave some information. Immediately her father, based on the information, took the car and went chasing her husband. In about half an hour time, he came with her husband. So she was advised to take rest for 3 or 4 days, that being a normal delivery. And in those days, the maternity expenditures were very, very low, very small amount. I also had cash because there was no dearth of cash for me in those days. The company was so lavish. For any expenditure we do, they never said no, and they never used to ask for account also. Only thing, we had to put a voucher and take it. But before allowing us to do the lavish expenditure, myself and 2 of my friends, the director had several tests given to us without knowing to us how far we are truthful. After satisfying that we were truthful only, we were given that whatever we used to give the voucher, they never used to check, just used to close the voucher itself and sign the document. It was so much trust he had on us. So I paid him quite a lot of amount to take care of it. Leaving her and her husband there only, myself, I said, okay, I am going to Villupuram and I am taking my journey to Bangalore. Then her father said, no sir, your luggage is there only in Puducherry. I think you will have to come and we will have to get back. I agreed so. So I had to take my luggage. I went to Puducherry. Night I stayed in their place only, in the distillery itself. Next day morning I had my bath. I visited Aurobindo Ashram. Whenever I used to visit Puducherry, I never missed to visit Aurobindo Ashram. This time also, again I went. So I made a visit. I had spent some time there and I came back. I called the driver who dropped yesterday. He was kind enough to drop me to the Villupuram in the car itself. So on the way, I wanted to thank this lady who was giving help to us previous night. I asked the driver, can we go there? The driver said, yes sir, we will go there. So from there, we went to the place where this incident happened. Without our knowledge, we had gone almost 8 to 9 kilometers inside left deviation. We do not know, because we were searching. I thought it may be about half a 1 kilometer, but we had gone 8 kilometers. We did not get that location at all, but after 8 kilometers we got it. After seeing certain indications there only, we came to know that it is the correct place where we have come. I parked the car at one place and checked with the houses, asking each person, did you know Muniamma? Because that lady gave her name as Muniamma. They said they do not know. But so many vegetable shops were there, small shops were there, barber shops were there, other some plastic small shops were there in and around. There were several shops, several other activities were going on, several houses were there. We have inquired one by one we inquired, but none of them knew about Muniamma. It was astonishing for us. Then one person indicated in a tea shop, sir, there is one chairman here. You ask him, he will throw some light on your questions. Then I inquired and we went to his house. The moment we went there, we met that person, the chairman. He said, sit down, relax first. He was sitting on a swing with betel nut and tobacco on his mouth. Then he called his wife and he offered us buttermilk. He asked us, "You want tender coconut?" We said no. Then he said, "No, you should not go without anything. Buttermilk I will give you." He gave one glass full of buttermilk. Then when I asked about Muniyamma, he said he was just looking at my face. He was telling like this. After some time I had my buttermilk. I offered a glass of buttermilk to the driver also. After that he got up from the swing and came. He put his hand on my shoulder and came and told me that don't worry about who helped you. Somebody has helped you. You are too young. Please carry on with your journey. Don't worry about it. I said, no, I don't want. I want to know because I had to thank her. Then after a deep breath, he said, you come here. You see that tree? There was a person here. His wife expired during pregnancy as she failed to get timely help during pregnancy. After 2 weeks of time, that person hung himself in this tree and died. It happened about 10-12 years back. But yours is the third or fourth case. Whenever somebody is passing this side, whenever somebody is in dire need for help on pregnancy, that person comes in the form of his wife as Muniyamma and has helped. You are the fourth person to get such help. So don't inquire more about it, and nobody will speak to you about this. We took the car and came back. I came to Bangalore. For so many days, I could not come to reality. It was lingering in my mind for several years. I did not know who is this Muniyamma, how she came, and I did not share this information with the watchman or the mother, because if something happens to the child tomorrow, they may get frightened. This information I did not share with anybody except 2 of my friends, of which one person is no more now. I think there is some meaning, there is some issues, there is some message in the divinity's play in giving such information, such experience. Many of you also may undergo such experience. If it is so, you can share, or you can share at least with your friends. All the very best. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.